Victor Wembanyama, and who, in my opinion, should be the #1 favorite to win Rookie of the Year this year, and it's not even close. Like, I don't even think there should be a race anymore. Like, he's won it already. Assuming he doesn't get injured, that is the only thing that is stopping him from winning Rookie of the Year, is if he gets injured. And so far, he's proven that he can take a bunch of blows and that he doesn't get injured that easily. Hopefully, he won't throughout the span of his career, because I am a very huge fan of Victor Wembanyama. Just because I am a fan, though, like, I mean, it might seem like I have a bias to him winning the Rookie of the Year, but it's like he really is that good. He leads all rookies in every single category that you could think of aside from assists. He leads in points, he leads in rebounds, he leads in blocks, he leads in steals. All of those stats except for assists, and that is absolutely insane from a rookie to be able to lead your entire draft class in every single stat. A lot of people like to take away from that because he's 7'4", but that's not entirely his fault, because Chet is also like the same height, and like he's not doing what Victor Wembanyama is doing right now. Granted, he's shooting much more efficient, but I'll get to that in a second. But an interesting fact about this game is that Victor Wembanyama became the first rookie since David Robinson to record a triple-double with blocks. And David Robinson was also a #1 pick coming from the Spurs, from the Naval Academy, by the way. So Victor Wembanyama, he ended the game with 27, 14, and 10, and also shot 10 for 14 from the field. So very efficient game coming from Victor. They played the Toronto Raptors. Not the best team, but then again, the Spurs aren't the best team either. And while they've been hitting on draft picks, stuffy nose, right now their roster as a whole is not where they should be, in my personal opinion. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's these players, it seems like they're out to get Wembanyama. I don't know why, but a lot of the times there are opportunities that the Spurs have to give the ball to Victor. Like, he cuts to the basket. Him being so tall, 7'4", and very difficult to contest, you can just throw the ball up in the air, and Victor will go ahead and grab it. And since he's very tall, it's like no other defender can go up there and get it. So if you just throw the ball really high up and you make him catch it, he can easily just put the ball in for a dunk when he cuts and he gets proper positioning. It's just the team doesn't really do that for some reason. And, like, it's not like they don't see him open. He's 7'4". You cannot miss someone 7'4" running straight to the basket. That's just, you can't. It's that simple. And I personally think the entire squad is jealous of Victor. Like, there are moments where he's wide open, and he has wide open cuts under the basket, but the team is just reluctant to pass him the ball. And you might be questioning, oh, why would they be jealous of a rookie? Like, why on earth would they be jealous of Victor Wembanyama when they're in the NBA too making money? I have no idea why they're jealous, but this isn't the first instance where we've seen a lot of NBA players jealous of an up-and-coming rookie. Like, you guys don't like when I do this, but LeBron James, when LeBron James was a rookie and he was making his way into the league, and the media was constantly talking about him because it's this kid from Akron, kid from high school that has the potential to be like Mike or even better than Mike. A lot of people on his team, on the Cleveland Cavaliers, they did not fully respect him. They did not understand what the hype was. They all said he's just a regular rookie, and it's like they also said, I don't think one player can change the entire franchise. They were very, very wrong about that. But the sort of thinking behind it was like, why is all the hype going around this little kid? Like, how is he going to immediately change the franchise? And we see how he immediately changed the franchise. They kept giving him the ball, and he kept on producing. And with that in mind, it's like they aren't doing this with Wemby. And it's like, well, I mean, they are treating him the same way in the sense that, like, they don't understand the hype around that. Like, I'm not going to, like, accuse them of intentionally doing that, but it's definitely a possibility at this point, given how they play. Like, and with these open looks that they get, it's like, it's impossible to miss. Like, you can't miss these easy looks. It's just, it boggles my mind. It's absolutely insane to me how much they miss him on a wide open cut. And with that in mind, like, even with this, like, even them still not giving him the ball, he still leads these rookies in every single statistical category. It shouldn't even be a contest. Similar to how I think that the MVP is going to be Jokic running away with the award right now, given how Joel Embiid is injured. I think that Victor Wembanyama is going to run away with this Rookie of the Year. And the only other rookie that has a really, like, an argument to sort of, like, stop him from winning Rookie of the Year is Chet Holmgren. And I also want to point out how a lot of the players that are winning MVPs and that are winning, like, most valuable players at their positions, they've been centers now. So the center position is definitely not dead in this league. So, but regardless, Chet, to many other people who don't like Victor Wembanyama, is considered to be the favorite for Rookie of the Year. He's second in the Rookie of the Year voting as of right now, and, like, the ladder. But the reason why he's in this conversation is because he is tall, similar to Victor Wembanyama, and his team, the team success that's surrounding OKC is much better than the team success that's surrounding the Spurs. The Spurs are dead last in the Western Conference. Meanwhile, OKC is in the running for the 1 seed in the Western Conference. So, with that in mind, a lot of people are taking team record into account and giving Chet the advantage. That's unfair, in my opinion, because the award says Rookie of the Year, not Team of the Year. And you also have, context is everything. You can't just look at a player and then look at his team record and be like, oh, he is the cause of that team and its success. Chet isn't even the best player on his team at this rate. And, like, you just can't argue someone who leads all rookies in every stat except for assists. Like, Chet is the only one close to him, but the argument for him being the favorite is because of team record and efficiency. That's like cherry pick stats, in my opinion. Like, picking him because of team record, he's not even the best player on his team. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is second in the MVP ladder, which I will talk about later on in another segment. But again, like, he's not even the best player on his team, and the team is a very good team. And it's not fair, because try putting Victor Wembanyama in Chet's situation. I believe that Victor Wembanyama would do the exact same thing, if not better things, than Chet Holmgren. And if you put Chet in Victor's position, they'd end up being in the exact same spot. So you can't look at team record when you're looking at Rookie of the Year. You can look at it for most valuable player, because how do you determine a player's value? By how many wins you can get in the regular season. That is valuable. Like, that's an easy way to determine value. That's an easy way to decide who wins the award. With Rookie of the Year, you should only be looking at the player's individual performances, because a rookie can't control his team entirely. Like, a rookie has no sort of factors into how his teammates perform. Nothing he does can affect how his teammates perform. I mean, granted, like, you do hear the stipulation that there are players that can make other players around them better, but that's not what we're looking for here. We're talking about the Rookie of the Year, and the Rookie of the Year is going to go to the rookie that gets talked about the most and can perform the best and produces the most. And the only other argument for Chet right now is that Chet is a lot more efficient than Victor Wembanyama. That I can't disagree with, because Chet is a lot with Chet. According to the numbers in the advanced analytics, he shoots a lot better than Victor Wembanyama. However, one thing that fans don't necessarily take that much into account is why he's shooting so much better than Victor Wembanyama, and I can explain why. Since I mentioned that Victor's team is not really the best, it allows Victor to, well, it's not necessarily allows, but like Victor gets a lot more opportunities to shoot the ball than Chet Holmgren does, because like I said earlier, Chet is not the best player on his team. Therefore, he is not going to be the one that ends up taking most of the shots. If anything, he right now is Shai Gilgeous's pick and roll buddy. And I don't want to be disrespectful in saying that, because Chet can definitely do things with the ball. He's a very competent ball handler. But in terms of how many shots he takes, he doesn't really take that many shots. He would only take like around like 9 or like 6 shots a game, or like maybe at most would be 11 shots in a game. And he'd shoot very efficiently by taking those many shots. But Shai would probably end the game with 20 shots attempts, and Victor Wembanyama would also probably end the game with roughly 20 shot attempts. So the fact that Chet is taking a lot fewer shots than Victor plays into Chet's efficiency, because Chet isn't being asked to take so many shots. Therefore, you don't take that many shots. You don't have the possibility of missing that many shots. So it makes total sense why his efficiency is much greater than Victor's, because Victor is being asked to do a lot more for the team. Like, the media sort of portrays Victor as this next rookie that's going to make a lot of noise in the regular season and is going to produce all of these numbers, and he has to be the one that has the ball in his hands, because like everyone views him as like the savior for the Spurs, with how like he's the next heir to the legacy of David Robinson and Tim Duncan as number 1 picks for the big man. So with that in mind, he's going to be the one that ends up taking a lot more shots than a lot of the other players on the team. And right now he's taking a lot more shots than Chet. And that sort of plays into why Victor isn't as efficient, because he's taking more shots. Like, obviously, like if you take more shots, you're not going to be as efficient than if you were to take fewer shots in majority of these games. And especially with Victor and the shots that he's forced to take, because Chet and his teammates, since they have great chemistry, they set him up properly. So not only is Chet shooting the ball less, but he's also getting a lot better looks to score than Victor Wembanyama is. A lot of at least in the games that I've seen, a lot of Victor Wembanyama's points, they come when he creates them. A lot of the players on his team, they don't bother trying to create shots for him for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why they do that, but they do that, and it's infuriating, because it's like, just throw the ball up there. Just throw the ball up there, and he's gonna grab it with his huge frame, and he's gonna dunk it. It's that simple. But I digress. With that, we are out of time for this first segment, so go ahead and tune into the second segment, where I give just a quick recap of some of the games that went down, some of the most important games that went down, and I will be right back after this break.